Hey, I'm Michael. The grandkids call me Roo. That's short for rooster, which is what my last name means. And that wasn't the first thing I ever painted. The first thing I ever painted was a blue soft-shell crab. My wife said, "Ooh, that's good, but you should maybe paint roosters." About 3 weeks later, we were in Florida, and I painted a shrimp. And she said, "Ooh, that's good, but maybe you should paint roosters." And I'm going like, "What's the deal?" And she said, "It's our namesake." And so it took me several years to finally get all that together. But I finally started painting these whimsical, zany roosters, and they became the storytellers, which is what I had done many years of my life, traveling around as a singer, songwriter, storyteller, bad actor. So all of that built up to me painting these whimsical roosters. A children's book came out of that, and then a couple of years ago, a live stream show came out of that, and a community built out of that, and watercolor classes came out of that, and all these things. And so what I wanted to do this year, 2022, is really put some pieces out on YouTube that are short. You see, I paint in the mornings at 8:57. And people say, "Oh, does 857 mean something? Is 857 a special number? Is it a verse? Is it a concept? Is it a paragraph somewhere? What does it mean?" It just means 3 minutes before 9 because, well, I'm just wired funny. You know, those little wires that touch up there, that's how it is. I'm fast brain, as we call it. Not ADD, not ADHD. No, that sounds horrible. I'm fast brain, as Dr. Jim Poole would say. So what I do is I come on at 8:57, a little painted video of some sort, and then I jump into what the day is going to be about. Sometimes I storytell into a painting, sometimes I paint into storytelling. But all of my paintings tend to be fodder for storytelling. What I'm going to do with 857 is this. I believe if you want to see your art change, you have to obey some very loose rules. One of them is you just have to paint. Find a place to paint. So we're going to talk about what kind of place it takes to paint. Like, for instance, this right here. Do you have a space that's at least this big? Oh, come on. It's 20 by 24, maybe max. It has my colors here. It has my water in a mason jar here. It has brushes laying around, some of my favorite paper. I paint small. Why? Because everybody has room to hang a small painting, and so that really works well. I'll do a lot of this picture in picture so you can see me talk to you, but you can also see what I'm doing. So that's how this is set up. You got to get behind the mule almost every day if you want to see your art improve. What does that mean? That means 857. It adds up to 20. If you took 20 minutes a day, sit down with a cup of coffee, cup of tea, which is what I do, black tea. Thai food tea is what I've been drinking for the last few years. They're not a sponsor on this show yet. But I drink Thai food tea, and sometimes I'll put a tea bag in my cup to drink, and sometimes I'll put a tea bag with about an ounce of water in another cup, and I'll paint out of that. It's a great color. So I'll talk about all those things, and then I'll demonstrate something. I'll even encourage people to encourage others. You can't really motivate people, but I do believe that stories can inspire people to motivate themselves. 20 minutes a day will change your art, and it's as simple as that. Here's what I do normally. I'll just lean over here to my desk, and I'll grab a tag, and I'll put a group of music on somewhere. Usually I can find it here close by. Here it is right here, something like this. Here we go. And so I'll just grab some sketch paper, I'll grab an idea, I'll grab a nice piece of paper. Here's a piece right here. Leave it in the book, and I'll just start with the pen. I love sketching with pens, and I'll tell you about all the pens I sketch with. These are Pentel 05s, Energel, needle tip. So I'll just paint a little rooster right here, just like this. Just a little head of a rooster, one there, maybe a little belly, and a T. I'm just doing this to kind of just show you how fast a little painting can arrive if you're painting a storytelling rooster today. I'll go and I'll paint with water first. Have you ever noticed it's called watercolor? Paint with water first, and then paint with some color. So I'm putting the water in there, and then I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to grab some ultramarine, what I call French blue, and I'm just going to let it dance on the page like this, just wet on wet. Just make some marks there. Does it matter that I'm not staying in the lines? Not to my style, okay? I had a lady say one time, I only buy fine art. And I said to her, well, you may need to buy one of mine because my art is fine with me. And that's all in a book called Noodle Doodle Fiddle Piddle. You can find me on rudoodles.com. You can find me on an Etsy store. But what I want to do is I just want to inspire you to start. If you haven't ever done this, you don't need to buy thousands of dollars, even hundreds of dollars worth of painting supplies. Get a few brushes. I'll tell you what they are. I have regular American Journey watercolor brushes here, and I have some bamboo brushes that I absolutely love painting with. And so we'll use all the above as we sort of get into this and figure out exactly the best way for you to learn how to paint. Okay, we're into mixed paint. Most of the times I just mix here. So I'm making a mess out of this, but I'm just showing you something in a couple minutes here. I could turn this into a storyteller. What I might do here is I might just come in here with a little honeybee. And I might have those two telling a little story to one another. Don't even notice. Make it up on the fly sometimes. That's what I do on this show. So you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, and a couple times a week I'm going to sit down and I'm going to put a little teaching tool on here and just let folks jump in, join in, send me notes, send me comments. You can find me like that. We'll continue to make things happen. Might even splatter this up with some sky, maybe put a little blue sky around it, just as simple as this right here. And that's about how fast this works. That's 7 minutes and 46 seconds. So you know what I'm going to do, right? 8:57 is how long these episodes are going to be. A little introduction, what we're going to be painting, why you should probably pay attention to putting your name on all your paintings. Roo Doodles. You see, I'm Roo and I doodle. rudoodles.com, and I'll put a little M there, 22, and I'll say, hey, honey. And there it is. Hey, 8 minutes and 14 seconds at 8:57. I'm going to shut the show down and throw a little piece up there and say, hey, here's how you can find me, rudoodles@gmail.com, and also rudoodles.com if you want to find me. 8:57 right here on YouTube. Okay, that's kind of fun, doesn't it? I like how that works. I'll explain pens, paint, paper, and easy ways for you to say, quit worrying about what everybody else thinks and jump in and have some fun being an artist. People ask me if I'm an artist today, and I say, well, not really, but I think like one. See you next time on 8:57, Roo.